everybody. Hope everyone's having a great Sunday. We're looking pretty good right now. If the White Sox can pull off the lead, uh, we'll be starting Sunday nice with a 4-0 start. We had the Twins money line that rolled through. We had the over in that Twins game that pulled through. We had the Mariners money line that just pulled through, and White Sox had a 5-0 lead. They somehow managed to blow that and let the Angels tie it up. So it's now the top of the ninth with 2 outs. White Sox got a runner on first and second. Hopefully they can do something, and then we have that, and then the Phillies run line. So 3-0. Hopefully White Sox can take us to 4-0. But nice little start. We'll take that. Wanted to talk about tomorrow's games. Give out some of the picks. The lines just dropped on most of the games, and I have the projected pitchers for the games that I have bet on and am considering betting on. So the first game I want to talk about, and this is actually a bet that I have already placed. It's the Milwaukee Brewers at the Atlanta Braves. And I hammered the Brewers' first five minus the half a run. Right now it's plus 100. It will not be plus 100 later tonight or by tomorrow. I can promise you that. Milwaukee is the best first five team in MLB right now. They are going up against Eric Fetty. And for those of you that don't know, Eric Fetty has terrible numbers against the Brewers. The Brewers, it's somewhat of a small sample size, but they're batting .425 as a team with a 1.095 OPS. They are actually demolishing him. Christian Yelich's batting .500, 16 at bats with 8 hits. I mean, they're killing him. You know, Joey Ortiz is hitting him. William Contreras is hitting him, and I don't like Fetty anyway. I don't think he was good with the Cardinals. I don't think he will be good with the Braves. Quentin Priester is going to be on the bump for the Brewers. They're 10-2 in Priester starts. He's got a 3.27 ERA. Again, Milwaukee, number one team. Atlanta, they had to, deal with that. The delay last night, stay late, play the game today when they shouldn't have had to, and now they're going to be all messed up. They have to travel back to Atlanta. Granted, not far. They were in Tennessee, but still, it's a Brewers smash spot for me. Again, this is the best first five team in MLB. The fact that you're going to give me even money plus 100 for a Brewers first five minus the half a run, I will take that all day. I already played it. I like the Brewers in every way possible in this spot. I'm actually probably the money line right now is minus 140. The run line is plus 120. This is a spot I would play the run line in. So either way, I can pretty much guarantee that it's not going to be these numbers within a few hours or by tomorrow. So this is probably something I'm going to get on soon, and you probably should too. And the next game we're going to talk about, this is also, so far I've placed two bets. I've placed two, the Brewers first five, and the second bet that I placed is Houston Astros at the Miami Marlins tomorrow. And this bet I placed was, I took the over 8.5 at minus 105. And the reason I took the over 8.5 is because you have Jason Alexander taking the mound for the Astros. This is a guy who has a 7.36 ERA. He's not good, and as simple as that. And then you got Sandy Alcantara taking the mound for the Marlins, who also has a 6.36 ERA. Sandy has been pitching better, but I just think that in this park with that humidity down in South Florida, I feel like this is just a game between these two pitchers. 8.5 is too low. I just think there's going to be runs scored. I do think there's going to be runs scored. The Marlins, yes, they're not a great home team. They don't usually put up a lot of runs. They are hitting right-handed pitchers, though. I think Astros are starting to find their bats a little bit. They lost this series to the Red Sox, but, they were able to put up some runs. I just like the spot for runs to be had, so I did place that bet. The other bets that I am looking at right now that I do have in the slip, two of them I'm waiting on a line to really come out. So the Cincinnati Reds at the Chicago Cubs. Now, I know the Reds had to deal with it. They're in the same spot as the Braves. You know, they have the travel. They just had to stay there late. Now they have to go to Chicago for this game. But the thing that I like is this is the Cubs going up against a left-handed pitcher in Nick Lodolo. That's who's projected to start for the Reds. And if you look at their stats, the Cubs have a horrible record when going against a left-handed pitcher after a win. They just pulled off that big win today against Baltimore, and now they're going to be seeing a left-handed pitcher. I believe their record is 0-8, or it might be 1-7 when facing a left-handed pitcher after a win. Nick Lodolo has actually been pretty good, man. He's got a 3.09 ERA. He has actually been better on the road as well. Over his last three starts, he's got a 1.69 ERA. On the road, he has a 2.23 ERA. So he's been serviceable. He's got great numbers. The Cubs are going with their debut for Michael Soroka. This is a pitcher that I am not too high on. He's got a 4.87 ERA. His last few starts he has been better. He was 2.57, but I just, it's a small sample size against the Reds. That they're not hitting them that great, but this is a guy who at home has a 4.54, away games has a 5.15. He just came to the Cubs, so I'm thinking this is going to be more like an away game for him. Again, I don't like the travel spot for the Reds, but I do love the fact that the Cubs facing a left-handed pitcher after a win have not won a game. Simple as that. And I think Soroka making his debut might mess with the mojo. I think he's going to have to get used to pitching at Wrigley, getting his feet wet in that area. And I just think that Cincinnati's in a spot to where they can pull off a big upset. Right now, their money line is plus 120. I'm hoping it can get built up a little bit. I'm hoping a lot of Cubs money comes in, and I'm hoping I can get maybe a 125, 130. If not, though, I do plan on jumping on the Cincinnati Reds money line. If anything, I am going to be playing the Cubs team total under. I actually did the same thing in the game one of this past series with Baltimore. If you remember, they were facing a left-handed pitcher coming off of a win, and we took their team total under 3.5 at plus 110, and the final score of that game was 1-0 Cubs. So they don't necessarily have to lose for the team total to hit. It can still be a low-scoring game. We're not sure what the weather's going to be tomorrow yet in Wrigley, so that does make a big difference as to whether or not I will play the team total. If it's 10-mile-an-hour plus winds blowing out, then I will not be on the team total under, just because. But I do plan on jumping on Reds money line, and that will be that for that game. Next game I want to talk about is the Royals at Boston. Now, Boston is on a tear, man. This is a team I do plan on backing. But the only thing is you got Brian Bayo taking the mound. I'm not really a fan of him. He's actually been okay on the road this year. He's pitched, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he has pitched better on the road than at home. He has on the road, he's got a 2.88 ERA, and then at home a 3.33 ERA. On the other hand, you got Bailey Falter making his debut for the Kansas City Royals. Now, this is a pitcher that came from the Pirates who really isn't that bad. He's not as bad as the rap he gets, to be honest with you. He's done pretty good. He's got a 3.44 ERA. On the road, he actually pitches better with a 2.88. So this is kind of a double on the road for him. He is on the road literally, and he's with a new team. I expect him to pitch good in his debut. I know Boston's hitting lefties pretty decent, but we all know the Royals do play better on the road. That has kind of been their thing all season long. They are a better road team than they are a home team. And I actually think they'll come in and do what they did in the first game of the Blue Jays. The Royals, if you pay attention, they're actually a good first game team to bet on in series, especially in road games. That's something I noticed with them this season. They seem to play really good in that first game. I like backing them in first game series on the road. So I think a lot of people are going to be on Boston here, especially after Boston, taking this series from Houston and just whooping them. I plan on backing Boston in this second half of the season as well. I don't like the travel spot. I don't like that Kansas City had to come from Toronto, but it was an early game. They were able to get out of there quick. They just have to go to Boston. At least that's not too far south or anything like that. My biggest reasoning, though, for wanting to play this bet is the Royals are priced at plus 135. I think that's crazy. Plus 135 is kind of a lot. This is a 500 team. This is a team that is actually better on the road than they are at home. And I just want plus 135. I feel is a little crazy. I think they should be priced more around 115, maybe 120. But at 135, I'm gonna jump on that. And I might even wait a little bit, see if some Boston money comes in, and jump on it then. So, and then the last one is Phillies. Now, this is a line that is not out yet. But I believe, I'm sorry, there's two more. But the Phillies run line, it's basically, it's Phillies at home, and they're playing Baltimore, and it's Cade Povich. Cade Povich is coming back from injury, and I don't think Cade Povich was good before injury. I don't think he's going to be good after injury. I think he's going to be worse, to be honest with you. He has a 5.15 ERA. Baltimore's 2-5 in his starts. I like the spot for Cade, I like the spot for Phillies. I don't like the spot for Cade coming back first game, back from injury. I think the Phillies, everyone knows Phillies at home, they are a different team. On the road, they can't seem to get a run to save their life. They struggle, but at home, they have no problem smacking the leather off that ball, and I think Cade is in for a really, really bad night. So I plan on playing Phillies run line. The line is not out yet, so I'm not sure what the number will be, but when it does come out, I'm hoping it'll have some kind of value. As long as I'm getting, plus 110 or better, I think I will jump on that. And the last game I have in my slip that I plan on playing on is St. Louis Cardinals at the Dodgers. Dodgers coming back home after a long road trip. You got Sonny Gray taking the mound for the Cardinals and going against Tyler Glasnow. I like Tyler Glasnow. I think he has been a good pitcher. He has a ERA of 3.18. At home, he has an ERA of 2.16. This kid's been dynamite at home. On the other hand, Sonny Gray, who started the year pitching lights out, has been atrocious lately. He has an ERA over his last three starts of 11.48. That's crazy. On the road, his ERA is 5.84. So he's kind of been getting smacked up lately. These Dodgers are hitting him. It's not a huge sample size, but they are hitting the piss out of him as of this season, or as of recent, I'm sorry. And again, an 11.48 ERA over his last three. Dodgers coming back home. They kind of remind me of a little bit of Phillies. They seem to just play much better at home. They hit the ball better at home. That crowd gets behind them. Sonny Gray, as of recently, he's not playing like the Sonny Gray of the beginning of the season. And I think this is a spot that the Dodgers just come out here and smoke the Cardinals. The Cardinals' bats have been asleep lately. They haven't been putting up runs. Right now, they're playing the Padres. Granted, the Padres have been doing much better at home. Right now, it's 7-0. Top of the ninth, 7-0. Like I said, Cardinal, they got the bases loaded. So it's looking like they might. There's no outs. Top of the ninth, they got the bases loaded. They might squeeze out a few runs, but again, it's the ninth inning. So it took you the ninth, and who knows? Padres could grab three and call it a day, and give them a big fat goose egg. But even if they do get runs, Cardinals bats not hitting. And I think Glasnow's in the spot to pitch really good at home. So give me the Dodgers on the run line. I am going to take that when that line comes out. And that's it, So quick recap, we already got the Brewers' first 5 minus the half a run in the bet slip, and we got the over 8.5 with Houston at Miami in the bet slip. And I do plan on taking the Reds money line. I am highly considering the Royals money line, Phillies and Dodgers run line, and the Cubs team total under, depending on the weather at Wrigley tomorrow. I appreciate you guys watching. Please hit the like and subscribe button. It's a brand new channel. We're trying to get things jumping. Meet me at the window tomorrow, and you know what we do. Let's smoke them.